Okay, great. Well, hi, Cher. Thank you for speaking with the Associated Press.
Thank you for having me.
I have to say, in listening to the Christmas album, you sound incredible, and I know it's been 5 years since your last album. Is it like getting on the horse again? Do you do extensive vocal lessons? What does it take
I
to
asked
get
my teacher to come out to help me because I hadn't sung since that basketball game that they called off, said it's COVID and everybody go home. And so got my teacher out, who's a genius, Adrian Angel, who's 96, who came out and hung with me, and we worked every day. And then I went to the mic and I was able to sing. And I have very young vocal cords. I never wanted to do one. I didn't relate to it. I love Christmas, but I just didn't relate. I didn't know how I was going to make it a Cher Christmas album. And I didn't even know what I was talking about. I don't even know what a Cher Christmas album was. And then I just thought, okay, I'm going to do a song. And then Sarah wrote DJ. And so I thought, okay, well, that's good. And then I just started researching, and I had help. Someone gave me a song, and then like Rob Dickens sent 50 songs, which is so him. And Jen had an idea, and people, would give me stuff, and I would go, okay, no, or I would find stuff, and I remembered like Santa Baby, and thought, okay, this would be great to do, and Chuck Berry, and I always loved Stevie's. I mean, I was taking things like that I'd loved, that I'd heard, that are brand new, and it seemed to work when all things were said and done. I just knew what I wanted to hear. And some of the songs that I did, because I over-recorded, but some of the songs just fell into place. Some of them I had to work on, and I didn't want to give up till I had it. But then afterwards, maybe it wasn't the right thing. But most of them, I recorded 13 songs, and I might have recorded 15. I don't remember the other ones, but so 13 songs, and that's a lot to have on an album, I think. But then we started like juggling them around. We were sequencing, and even though they have nothing in common, it seemed to, when all was said and done, it seemed like, okay, this is working.
Why not?
Well, with Darlene, I wasn't going to sing her song without her. With Stevie, I did the song, I loved the song, but there were just things that I couldn't do that were just Stevie. So I called him and just said, Stevie, I've done it, I'm pretty proud of it, but there are things I can't do and I need you. And he was kind of like, I was still trying to sell him when he'd already said yes. and at some point he asked me, is this my song? And I went, I wouldn't be, you think I could call you to ask you to sing on someone else's song? And then he said at the end of the conversation, hey, Cher, do you want me to play harmonica? And I just was like, I was passing out through the whole time. Like I said, it's not your mother's Christmas album, except my mom would love it. But, T, I'm friends with T, and Alexander and T are best friends. So, and I thought Alexander was like twisting his arm, I'm thinking, how did he get him to do that? And then Alexander said, no, he wanted to do it. He heard it. I played it for him. And I said, I need a third verse. And he said, I'll do it.
I can't imagine anybody having to get their arm twisted to be on a Cher track, but
No, but I mean, we have different audiences, so sometimes to jump into another place, people, like when I made, I guess it was the Believe album, and there was disco stuff on it, and I just said, nobody's like, I have no street cred when it comes to that. I had one song. But so sometimes audiences are like, sometimes they just will accept it and think it's the greatest thing ever, and then sometimes they are not so happy. It's so strange. Even though it was his song, we talked about it a lot, the dynamics between the two of us. And I was telling him how a lot of times I approach a song as an actress, and a singer. But sometimes I need to call upon what I've felt that was like that. And we all have disastrous relationships, so there's lots of stuff to, lots of material. So, and I think that brought us close together.
Yes, I'm just wondering if there's a
I
connection
think
there.
about my mom all the time, but I have to tell you, I don't have a bit of regret that my mom is gone, because my mom was such a vibrant woman, and she didn't like what was going on in her life. I mean, we were close. Not always, but we were close. And I just knew, this is time. You're not happy. Everything hurts you. It's like I was happy. And it's like I was talking to one of my assistants the other day, and I clicked off, and a picture of my mother came on the screen. And it was like, Mom, what are you doing? What do you want? But like my sister and I have that kind of thing, and stuff like that happens. The other day I was walking past this little niche in my bedroom, and it's kind of got tears on it, and on the bottom was a huge plate. And I remembered that I made the plate, but it was just, I didn't think of it, and I turned it over and it said, Dear Mom, I love you, Merry Christmas. And it was like, Mom, you're just not going to leave me alone, are you? So no, I don't have any pain. My sister's going through a lot more, but I know that my mom is happier, and you don't want to watch people suffer.
Absolutely. I love that she's sending you messages in that way.
She will not leave me alone, and I'm not kidding you.
That's beautiful. I think that's a wonderful thing.
And my sister goes, yes, it happens all the time. My mom had a boyfriend. When she was 50, she had a boyfriend who was like 29 or 30. And he texts me all the time, Cher, I had butterflies all over. I haven't seen a butterfly in Los Angeles, and I can't remember. And my mom loved butterflies. She used to go to Monarch up in Santa Barbara or Monarch Bay. I don't know really anything about it. But yeah, things just come up. Also, I have so many dead people on my phone still, and I refuse to get rid of it.
I'm the same way.
So the other day I was looking at some text, and then I got my phone and there was a voicemail. It was my mom. And I remembered it, but I didn't pay any attention then. But I thought, this is so cool. And Mom, leave me alone.
And here's an album for you.
Right, and then there's the album. And there's an album. But you know what, when we used it, it wasn't called that. It was a pitch machine, which later developed into autotune. But I mean, Mark, because we had this huge fight, and then Mark said, I just got this thing, it's a pitch machine, which is able to, like, if you're flat or sharp or something like that, it can tweak it. So he said, but I've been playing with it, and I think I might have found a way to fix this ridiculous song that we're fighting over. And I came back to the studio, and he said, sit down. And I thought, whenever anyone tells you to sit down, people don't tell you to sit down. I mean, I was going to go and sit down, so he didn't have to tell me. Anyway, so it started, and it was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And I thought, you don't even know it's me. This is the best thing ever. And then, and we high-fived after it was over. We just did it. And we loved it. Not so much the company, but the head of Warner Brothers UK, such a great guy, Rob Dickens. So we talked him into it. And I'm Taurus, so I'm pretty stubborn when I get set.
That's great. I wonder now, since it's like something that comes up in conversation because we're thinking a lot about AI and how it can affect music, do you consider yourself someone who embraces new technology? Are you a little trepidatious about it?
Not AI. No, because someone did me singing a Madonna song, and it was kind of shocking. They didn't have it down perfectly, but also I've spent my entire life trying to be myself, and now these assholes are going to go take it, and they'll do my acting, and they'll do my singing, and I mean, it's just, it's out of control. I mean, I'm sure, I mean, writers, I mean, no wonder they're striking, but I'm telling you, if you work forever to become somebody, and I'm not talking about somebody in the famous money part, but an artist, and then someone just takes it from you, it seems like it should be illegal.
Acting processes or
No, they
opportunities.
had wanted me to do a special. I went, babe, I'm not. And they said, well, we can do it in England. I said, we could do it on the moon, but I'm not doing it.
I'm not crossing
I mean,
that
I'm in
line.
the directors, I'm in the writers, and I'm in, SAG.
Amazing. But at some point, when we reach a resolution and there are better deals for everybody and equal opportunities, hopefully in the future, do you want to do more acting? Is that on the horizon?
It's so amazing. I get offers all the time, but there's only one that I really want to do, and I can't settle on some of the aspects. The script is brilliant. It's brilliant. I haven't read such a good script since Moonstruck, but I can't settle on some of the terms.